my name's Dave and welcome to my channel, where I'm going to be talking about collecting and toys and video games and anything that I find cool. Or yeah, now this is my first proper video and I'm not still acquainted to talking to a camera properly because it's been a long time since I've done this. So I just thought I'd have a chat. Let's have a chat. How about that? I wanted to talk about collecting on a budget, kind of my collecting history and whatnot. That's wobbly. Oh dear. So yeah, my name is Dave. I am 36 years old. I am still wobbly, apparently. So as probably everybody's story starts when you're young and single and you have disposable income, you get whatever you want to buy, and that's what I used to do. I used to buy all this top-end stuff. I used to collect, at one point it was just memorabilia for the band Korn, and I had one of the biggest Korn collections in the UK of records, CDs, bootlegs, toys, clothing, accessories, signed stuff, all things like that. Unfortunately, a lot of that stuff I don't have pictures of anymore, which kind of sucks because I'd love to look back on that kind of thing. But yeah, after I was done collecting Korn stuff and decided to sell that stuff off, I went to video games and toys, where once again I just bought whatever the hell I wanted to buy. I remember at one point I had a Panasonic Q with a Spice Orange GameCube. I had a Pokemon box. I had, you know, all those sought after things that weren't that expensive back then, because we're talking about mid 2000s probably. They were jumping up in price, but they're nothing like what they are now. That's when the Xbox 360 come out, and I kind of stopped collecting games, and I was just essentially buying every new game that come out, which was stupid. Yeah, achievement hunters and all that. Then after that, I sold all my retro stuff. Again, the amount of stuff I could have got for that nowadays compared to what I did back then is absolutely ridiculous. And then I moved on to toys, because I started working for, I'm not going to say, but a very reputable comic book company / merchandise company. So I got merchandise and comic books very, very cheap. You know, this is when I started getting Hot Toys and your higher end, you know, sideshow statues and things like that. Then when I moved on from that job, sold it all. And I suppose, you know, life happens. You have kids, you have responsibilities, and nowadays, you know, I'm in my mid-30s and I don't have the most disposable of income at all. You know, I have responsibilities, I have things that take importance over collecting and whatnot, but I still try, as you can see behind me. So I do love to collect toys. This is mostly superhero stuff. I love Superman mostly, and Batman. I have an Xbox 360 collection which goes all the way down there, and there's a bunch of my toys. It's alright. Coming off of my collecting journey, I suppose, is that any advice to new collectors out there, or someone who wants to get into collecting but just don't know where to start? Just buy whatever makes you happy. You know what I mean? If you're nostalgic for something and you see it somewhere cheap, get it. Even if it's a Mighty Max playset with none of the figures in it, it's cool. Get it. Why not? You know, if it's something that genuinely you think will look good in your house, if it's a piece of art you want to hang on the wall, do it. And you know, you got the money to do it, do it. Because at the end of the day, it's still a part of your collection, and you know, it's what makes us, you know, not everyone has the same collection as me. Everyone's collection is different. But yeah, moving on kind of that same realm, deciding what to collect. You know, I go on about whatever makes you happy, what brings you nostalgia. But for me, I love Superman. I've been a Superman fan since I was a baby. I've got a big ass Superman tattoo up here. Can't be asked to take my shirt off and get it out. I love Kevin Smith movies. I've got a whole collection of Kevin Smith figures over here. I've got books, comic books. I've got other toys down here, signed stuff. You know, I love nostalgic TV shows. I love Nickelodeon stuff. Hence why I've got, you know, Rugrats and Hey Arnold and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and whatnot. I just love this shit. I love horror shit. I've got Aliens and Predators mixed in with Sonic the Hedgehog down there. You know what I mean? Collecting's what you make it. I know certain communities can be quite toxic online, especially when you share things like this. So God knows what kind of backlash I'm going to get for this video, but you know, from my experience, I am a part of certain communities that are absolutely lovely. I know the retro video game community can be vicious, to say the least, but I found a little corner of that, of that fandom in a Discord group that is lovely, and it's full of people that are just there to back you up and there to, you know, root you on and to help and to all that. And same with toys. The toy community in the UK is one of the nicest communities I've ever been a part of, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Facebook groups and whatnot. And I'll link to some down there, I suppose it would be. But yeah, if you're looking to start collecting, just think about what makes you happy. You know what I mean? Even if it's like, even if you had knockoff toys from Woolworths or Poundland back when you was a kid, trying to hunt them down, that's fun as fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, knockoff toys are cool. Even if you don't want to collect physical games or something like that, and you want a digital library, that's still a collection. That's, you know, I know people say, oh,
you know, when the servers go offline, you won't be able to play.
And all that. It's still a collection, and it's still something you enjoy and something you want. So don't be ashamed of that. Never be ashamed of it. I'm getting all passionate here, that's weird. And kind of something I wanted to touch on a little bit was how to collect on a budget. You got your obvious things, like you've got car boot sales where you can easily find old toys and games for cheap. Charity shops, which are usually quite good but can be quite difficult nowadays. You got your recycling centres, you've got your flea markets, you got your indoor markets, antique markets, anything like that. If you're ever somewhere new and you see a little, you know, independently run shop that sells toys or sells second-hand goods or an independent charity shop, go in and give them your money, because they're more than likely going to have something at a good price. I know a lot of charity shops like to price things up nowadays to mostly eBay levels, but you'll still be surprised at what you can find in the wild, honestly. And another thing I suppose as well is, if you have these independent shops near you, like games or toys or whatever, get a rapport going, get a friendship going, go in there, buy from them, and in the end, once you buy from them and you're making friendships with the people that work there and the people that own it, you'll be more likely to get deals. You're more likely to be able to get discounts, and you know, you might be able to get something that was 50 quid for 40 quid, and you know, it's better than nothing. But these things work, and again, it's about that community. The community can be freaking amazing in these things. So on to kind of online stuff, you've got Facebook Marketplace, which I know for some people has kind of dried up lately, but I think it all depends on where you live, really. You know, I was able to get, I don't know if you can see it on here. You won't really, but there's a God of War figure set here that's worth about £100, and I managed to get it on Facebook Marketplace for a tenner, just because it was a woman getting rid of her kids' toys. And it's still boxed and unused and whatnot. So Facebook Marketplace is still worth, even if it doesn't have what you're looking for specifically, even if you just browse, there's still deals to be found. Claim sales. This is something not many people talk about, but if you follow certain people, especially on Instagram, I follow someone called Derby Collector, and he does claim sales all the time. And he not just him, but other people as well. Rock and Roll Collectibles, there's loads of other people that do it. I think they do theirs primarily on Facebook. But you can get really good stuff at a really good price. It's worth digging into these communities, getting to know people. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like such a chore when you're finding, you know, such fun things just pop up on your Instagram page one day. Do you know what I mean? There's other things as well, like Retro Chef. He throws the swap shop every month, at the end of every month. Again, full of great YouTubers on there. Always selling stuff, always willing to swap stuff, always giving things away at deal prices. So I think the overlapping term I'm kind of talking about here is join the community, because trust me, it's worth it. As long as you're respectful, as long as, you know, you get involved. I mean, I am not always involved. I'm kind of a bit of a lurker, but once I start making these videos, I'm hoping to get a bit more active within these communities, you know. Oh, actually, I did want to talk about Vinted as well. Vinted's been great for me, because I've been able to find, like, you find sellers who will be like, oh, I want this video game, or I want this toy. And then you go on their page, and you'll see bundle discounts available. Oh, up to 50% off. Oh, they're selling that. I want that too. Oh, that's a good game. I'll take that and throw that in with this toy. Or, oh, I could grab these shoes for my daughter as well. And you can get crazy bundles of things so cheap on there, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I had a package turn up once that had clothes for both of my daughters. It had a t-shirt for me. It had a Mandalorian Funko Pop figure, and it had an Xbox 360 game. I think all of that stuff I paid less than a tenner for. And yeah, it's just, again, finding the right deals online, and especially Vinted, when people offer those bundle discounts. Great stuff. But yeah, I think that's mostly all I wanted to talk about for my first kind of video on YouTube. Just about how to get into collecting on a budget, how to actually go about collecting on a budget, and just how amazing this community is. I follow so many people on Instagram in the toy and video game retro communities, and everyone has been absolutely lovely, and that's kind of a rarity these days. So I'd say, if you're looking to join us. Come on in, the water's fine. Come and spend some money with us and fill up your shelves, because it'll be worth it. But yeah, anyway, thank you. I hope you can like this and possibly subscribe if you didn't mind me ranting at the camera for a little while. I've been Dave, and you've been you, and I am going... I'm not really. I've got to turn my camera off.
Thanks for watching the DaveeChungus YouTube channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. I mean, if you want to.